In this lesson, we're going to go over a concept called class aggregation. And basically that means it's sort of like making a compound word. You're making a compound class, a class made up of other classes. Now this is it is essential. We already do that a little bit. Whenever we need to get a user input or output, we would type probably scanner class or G-option pane class into the class, and that's we're aggregating that class inside of our class, right? So what we're going to do here is we're aggregate our credit card account and our bank card account into one aggregate account, and you have to think about the aggregate relationships, what exactly that means for that instance of the aggregate class, right? And if you think about it in real life, you have plenty of objects that are made of aggregates, like a car is made of a door, a window shield, windows, steering wheel, tires, etc. So we're gonna make this. We're basically going to make a class, these two independent classes into one whole class that the user can still operate on and manipulate. And we're going to use the toString methods that we already built into the credit card class and also the money class to sort of print out what exactly the status is of these classes in your. So what we can do here is what we're going to do is create two instances of one instance each of each class. So we'll say money, and we'll call it my banking, and we'll set that equal to new money, and we'll start the balance out at $1,000. And so you remember that the balance is a string, input it as a string. And then we'll say credit card, and then my credit, and then we'll set that equal to new credit card. It's already initialized with $1,000 as the balance. And so what we ultimately want to do is say that we want to basically say system.out, that print line my account, right? So what we're going to do is create a new class. We'll go over here, highlight the whatever your project folder name is. We'll want to create a new Java class, and we'll call that class account. And so in that account class, we want to do a couple things. We want to hold the user's name, how much, and then also initialize instances of the money class and the credit card class inside of the account class. So to do that, we'll create a string. We'll call that account holder name. All right. And we'll create another instance of the money class. We'll call it banking. That's whose scope is just inside of the aggregate account, the aggregate class, which is account. And then we'll create another instance of the credit card class, and we'll call it credit. And so we'll create a constructor. We'll name it after the account, after the name of the class. It'll take a name in the form of the string. We'll take a money class object, call the object cash within the constructor, and we'll take a credit card class, call it credit. And then we'll set account holder name equal to name, banking equal to cash, and then cred equal to credit. And after such, we want to create a couple, a few methods. So we'll create a method that we'll call account holder. And it'll be a string. We'll say we'll accept the string argument, and we'll call the string argument account name, and an account holder holder name will be equal to account name. And then we'll create another method, and we'll call it get account holder name, and it will return the account holder name to the main method that called it. So let's go ahead and put that there. We'll call it public void. Actually, we'll string, since it's returning a value, get account name holder. And as you can see, sometimes IntelliJ completes what it thinks you're going to make what it recommends that you make the method name based on Java conventions, or Java 8 conventions, which is easy and good. So we'll just simply return account holder name. Next method we're going to do is going to return a money class, and what it'll do is when you're trying to get bank account or get your it's going to return the bank account that's passed to it. So we'll return a new money, and it'll be banking. And then finally, we'll pass credit card, get cred will be the name, and it'll do the same thing for a new credit card class. So I'll call it credit. Oops. And we'll also create a toString method here that will print out simply the information we want from this account. So we'll say string. I'll go ahead and create a variable here to keep it simple so you guys can follow along. Your account holder's name is, we'll say account holder name. Concatenate that with bank account balance, and then we'll concatenate that with banking, and then we'll say credit card balance here is, and then we'll concatenate credit, and we'll return string. And what we have to do to modify a couple of things to particularly the money class, since as you can see there's an error saying that we're sending a string to but we need to send it a money class. We need to create a copy a copy constructor, just like we did, I believe, in the credit class. So we need to do the copy constructor here. So we'll put this after, we'll put this down here, and then we'll say public money, and we'll create a copy constructor there. So we'll do that by saying that it will accept a money class. We'll call it object. We'll call it object 3. And then balance will be set equal to object 3 dot balance. And so that should alleviate the errors here. And notice the errors never popped up with credit because there was already a copy constructor that we created in the previous lesson in the credit card class. All right, so it looks like we're done so far here. And then we do need to do one additional step here, and that's to create a string returning method that will return the string balance. So, and you'll see why we will need that here in a second. So string, public string, get string balance, and we'll need to return string value of balance. So that is pretty simple. So let's see what we did so far. We created an aggregate class that basically created an instance of each of these classes, used the copy constructor in each of these classes to copy over a copy of those objects into the aggregate class. And then it took, then this class itself stores the name of the account holder, and the user can get that name using the get account holder name function. Also, going to use the toString function to print out all the information that's relevant to the account balance for both the credit card and the bank account and the username by using the toString function. So let's go ahead and use that in the main method. Let's go ahead and try to call all of this in the main method by simply typing system. Well, first we need to simply creating an instance of the account class, and then creating a new instance. We'll initialize it by saying the name, we'll call it John Smith is the account holder's name, my banking, and then my credit. And now my account is initialized, and we can just simply type system.out.println my account. And it will print out the toString function in the account class, and we'll go ahead and run it. Note that we initialized the my banking at $1,000, and then we initialized John Smith as the account holder's name. Passed both of these objects to my account. So John Smith account balance is $1,000, and credit card is $1,000. We could properly format these by creating a proper string format here. We could expend effort. Just want to show you guys an example. You already know how to make a string format. I'm not going to belabor the point, but you can see what we did with print2 or string toString. Also, how clean this code looks. This is a very clean code inside of the main method. Pushes all the hard work onto the classes. All the hard work is on the classes. All you're doing is calling methods out of the class, or in this case, you're just initializing them and printing out what the was already initialized by the programmer. So, any questions, comments, concerns, please send them to me via email or direct message me on Canvas.